Hello. 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 Hi. May I have your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen? Hi. My name is Fayaz Dazwi. I am the part of the RISE team. Well, before we proceed further and I hand over the mic to the organizer, just wanted to understand who is the person who just walked into the space for the very first time? A show of hands. Who is the person that is it their first time at RISE? Whoa, a lot of fresh faces. So I would like to throw the question to the newcomers. Uh, what do you think about the space when you first walked in? What was the first thing that came across your mind? Anyone? Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Anyone who would like to build on the conversation? Okay, all right, thank you. Well, ladies, I see two men just exceeding this bit. You would like to even things out. Ladies, please. How can you let men win? Straight to zero. Okay, lovely. Well, just to give perspective to this, we are Barclays Open Innovation Platform. There are three pieces to this place. One, the co-working space. Second, the events space that which you're already a part of. And third, the accelerator, which is run by Barclays. Now, there are a lot of events that we run per se, which is into blockchain, hackathon, even social entrepreneurs, be it youth oriented. So we touch base on different points on of aspects in the every domain possible. So we want RISE to be present on all domains and place to be known by all. Having said that, if you want to hold an event out here to know more about the co-working, you can either contact me or my team. We sit in the first cabin out there. And before I hand over the mic to the organizer, I would like to take you through a quick video. So just a sneak peek, so what we do, okay? Thank you. Thank you, everyone. That's us. I would like to direct the mic. Please take it forward, Manish. Thank you.
Thanks so much. And with that, the last section of the evening, I know you waited patiently, so thanks for that. And we'll try to make it as interesting as possible before we hit the evening social. And there's some nice bottles of wine over there, is what I've been told. Myself haven't seen them. So what's between us and the wine is two very interesting case studies. The first one is Omnicom Media Group. Gaurav, if you could just join us. And along with them, they're coming and talking to us along with Beacon Stock. So if you could both take the stage and walk us through your innovation story. Absolutely.
Hi
Ashish
guys.
from Beacon Stock.
Yeah, just like to so we'll sit. So the team at Rise has made us work very hard. I'm Gaurav Sharma. I've been working in the mobile innovation space. One thing very funny. Uh, very rarely get to get spotted doing good work, hard work. Even rarer in the leadership. I was actually very lucky to get spotted when I was associated from the tech side of Kanpur Foundation. It's the world's largest mobile rural contact program. I was lucky to have represented the company at Cannes Lions 2004. Even luckier that we came back with 3 Silver Lions and 1 Bronze Lion. Uh, but when I came back, I was talking to Avinash Changiani, who's my boss and the Chief Innovations Officer at Omnicom. And I said that maybe Omnicom take it from the other hand further. It's not just my brand and the entire mobile innovation market partnership. So what I'm trying to make more sorry.
Actually, why don't you continue and we'll come to it in the
Oh,
part.
sure, sure. Uh, so that actually made us come to the point that not two spectrum of things. One of them is another application. And maybe we would have to both behind consider this community. That actually was the germ of Avinash and Avinash actually now largest organization that we built relationships, getting some success case studies, problems that we encountered, how Omnicom leaders interact with business. That was nice, a very different, very different use cases and in fact, get to know all about the tech side of it. Our salt and another company, their problem was that we are now aware about our mobile the salt brand. People who have access to insurance management systems, how people do data verification and compliance. That was a big problem that we had. How we really work with marketing teams to
Thanks, Gaurav. So I think just to take a step back, I think one of the things that Gaurav successfully did in rural India was to create a channel in a location that was primarily media dark. I mean, there was traditional forms of media, but mobiles were coming in and they were able to sort of gather an audience that was proprietary to them through Khan Kajwa and therefore target about 60 million people. I think what we're trying to do is in an urban scenario, in social or socially relevant locations, create an audience network that is location driven. So can I reach out to you while you're in a bar or can I reach out to you while you're at the gym and make a very contextual or push a very contextual message or contextual action that I can push to you so that the relevance to you is very high and therefore you start engaging with the brand or with the message. So that's the background of what we're trying to do and that's how we got involved in this. And as a business, we've put out little sensors and little used third-party infrastructure to get first-party data about where people are. So for instance, we've got sensors and our presence at gyms, we've got it at bars, at restaurants, at doctors' clinics, malls, airports, any kind of location that you would socially go to for business or leisure. Um, as part of our doctors network, we had a whole bunch of about 100 cardiologists who typically, their audience is people dealing with heart problems. And sodium is one of the main causes of heart problems. So the solution here, or what we were able to offer the brand, was to really help them get a very pinpointed, hyperlocal targeting to people who had heart diseases or who were worried or suffering from heart diseases. What resulted was that we targeted over 50,000 people in a span of 1 month who were very relevant to them. We had a open rate on the message because it was so contextual of over 25%. If you compare this to a Facebook campaign, you'd probably get an open rate of say 0.4% or around that number. So it was a very successful, relevant campaign for most of these people, which translated in also an increase in trials and sales of the product. And they were able to then retarget these people online. So essentially, we converted an offline audience that was very relevant to them and got it into their funnel, which they were able to target and retarget, generate leads, sales, trials, and everything.
So we'll move to the next case study, which is there is there are very very much a very common problem that when you are out to buy a taxi on a local the worried about the bother about and the reason worried about these are done and push to people have the better insight. Now you told us that prospective truth seekers. How do you do it to find them
So we did something similar here. So we actually set up infrastructure at a couple of their dealerships. What we were able to do is target people right outside the dealership, so in key markets for them, which means drive footfalls to the dealerships. And also, while people were at the dealerships using both a combination of sensors and Wi-Fi, push them certain attributes about a loan, which could be, say, faster processing, higher amount of loan, no processing fee. And take these three key attributes and really generate a lot of leads for the NBFC. What resulted was that they also created a lot of goodwill for the dealership. So now, from that one exercise, we actually got two more clients in terms of client categories. So while the NBFC themselves are advertising at these locations, the dealerships want to get more footfalls from outside the locations. So this was another successful campaign that we did.
even outside the dealership.
This is what it looks like. This is one of the technologies we use. It's called Beacons technology. It has a range of 200 feet, battery operated, lasts for 3 years. We club this along with other proximity technology. So we're a tech agnostic platform. I think what we sell is the ability to push a message while a person is at a location, and it's contextual. If you click on it, it opens up in a browser, in the Chrome browser. So we work across technologies, like I was saying. These ones need Bluetooth, but you don't have to pair with anything. In the newer operating systems, you don't need the Bluetooth on as well. You will still get the message. Only when you click on it, it'll ask you to turn your Bluetooth on. But like this, we also work with Wi-Fi and emails and all of that. Yes, yes. Yeah, we can. Yes. So the information that we can collect is age, gender, which phone you're using, your purchase intent, your search behavior. No, this is. So there are lots of online analytics platforms that collect this data about you, including Google. We have tie-ups with them where we pull that data from their platforms. So because this is data-based, it doesn't operate through a mobile network. The DND does not apply. You operate within the phone's privacy norms. Yes. So the first time you get a message, you can opt out. Yeah. Correct. So we are integrated with the Chrome browser. So because you're using the browser and you've already given it location permissions, you're already operating. No, because you can, if your location is on, it means you've agreed to share location. Yeah, there are a couple of devices. Yeah, yeah, yes. If you go in, do you have an Android phone? Yeah, so go into location accuracy, uh, advanced settings. There are two settings there, which are on by default. The first one is scan for Wi-Fi networks even when Wi-Fi is off. The second one is scan for Bluetooth signals even when Bluetooth is off. On every new, yeah, so in the newer OS version, the second one's there, even including Lollipop. Yeah, so if you go to any Chroma, just go into the settings of all the phones there, you'll see this. Yeah, we'll discuss it, yeah. Yeah, the third one is my favorite. So we didn't get paid for this. We got paid in beer, but it was a great case study. So here's a beer company. It's a beer startup. They started off with draft beer, and they have a huge problem because of stockouts and supply chain. Because a lot of this beer doesn't get manufactured locally, gets into the kegs in a remote location and has to be transported and all of that. So because of those stockouts, the typical stockout cycle is beer gets over, you reorder it, takes a week to come back to the bar, you lose customers, you lose sales, all of that. It hits your customer loyalty, it hits your, customer delight. So we developed a system for them where we had a connected flow meter that basically sat between the keg and the tap and measured how much beer was poured in real time and updated a cloud. So that they were able to predict stock out. So, if there were, say, 10 glasses left or 3 days worth of beer left in the keg, they would just call up proactively and say, your keg's going to get over. Why don't you reorder your beer? So that reduced the amount of stock outs. But now that they had this data about real-time flow of beer, they could actually update their Facebook page and their chatbot and their, CRM system about how much beer is left where. So as a customer, I could say I'm in Lower Parel and it will tell you how much of which variant of the beer was available near you. But also, why we did this and it's not core to what we do is because at, say, 80% of the bars that were present at, we already had these devices and other targeting mechanism. And it kind of sort of fed our advertising business. So if it's a slow sales day, which means lesser beer is poured at a location, they can do a real-time campaign, which means next 15 minutes they can start a campaign at that location or set various types of locations where the sales is slow on that day and actually push the sales. So this is a sort of combination of technology, IoT, and advertising coming together to deliver a positive outcome. Yeah, so these are all delivery mechanisms. So you could deliver a campaign using email, but specific to first-party data about where a person is. No, the hardware is the same. The changes are at the operating system level. So as an Android operating system, they're starting to discover. See, if you take a step back for Google, I think the two most popular softwares for them now are Google Maps and the browser. Apps are third-party. Apps does drive ad revenue for them, but getting to people to download apps is difficult. But their proprietary software is the maps and the browser. So in a way, they're sort of integrating these devices and other hardware devices with maps and the browser. So with these devices, even if you go into your search bar, the first result will be the result from this device before you start searching for anything. So RFID, RFID does not work with a cell phone. That's NFC. Yeah, so NFC is a very short distance. So if you put an NFC tag in a poster or a payment card terminal or a coaster, very few centimeters. This is 200 feet. So NFC is more useful for tapping and getting information. So there's active and passive, but even with active, which means it has power to it, still the distance is very less. Yeah, that's this technology. Yeah, can it connect at one time? So this is actually a one-way device. So it constantly broadcasts a single message. And it broadcasts about 30 messages a second. So in a sense, it's kind of unlimited. I mean, limited by the number of people there. Because the phone scans for these signals. Oh, so at one time we have so it depends on the location. So in a mall like at Phoenix Mall, we have zones. So people bid for a particular zone. So if there are say 100 people in a zone and you want to push and 3 people want to advertise, we let only one message get through the person who pays the highest, and that message stays constant. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. I'll hand it over. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So we actually, so this is the last session before drinks. So I know a lot of you are going to itching to go out. So we have made strict barriers of exit over here. You might not be able to see them. No, I'm joking, but so this is the most, this is the final part, and I want to introduce, and this is one of the most amazing case studies I've seen because this is from a corporate that you would not expect to work with startups, right? Because of the mindset that we have. And I want to prove that wrong to you today. So this next case study is between BPCL, a traditional PSU organization, and WebEngage, one of India's leading, most advanced marketing automation startups, right? How did this marriage happen, right? So I'm going to call on Deep. So Deep, we would like to hear from you.
Thanks, Sandeep. Hi, everyone. So I take an offense when Sandeep said that you will not expect a company like Bharat Petroleum.
So why don't we take that on Q&A? Let's do it. Yeah. Okay. So let's have a. Why don't we have a seat, quick? So first question to Deep. Avlesh, please have a seat. And first question to Deep. Do I get a discount at BPCL petrol pumps?
Absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. If you are a Shop on Go customer, you get discounts of to 250 rupees every time you make a purchase.
Okay. So Avlesh, I want to ask you. We heard from Deep, right, that BPCL is doing this awesome stuff, but I don't fully trust him, right? Sorry, Avlesh. Be a Rasonas. But so Avlesh, I wanted to understand from you, how was your experience with working with BPCL? Was it what you expected? How was it? How was the entire process? So that's some fantastic data points, and I'm beginning to, get confidence on you, Deep. You know, so yeah. So so a couple of things that Avlesh, what you mentioned is really mind-boggling to me. One is you closed in the same time frame that you would close a Flipkart or an iPeople, which tells you, our mindset of PSUs is very different from what it actually is in ground reality, right? The second you mentioned that if it doesn't give a positive ROI, you actually walk away from the contract, which is fantastic to hear that, because then you ensure a win-win situation for you and the corporate. Deep, so just a fallback question on this to you. Did that kind of an attitude make a difference for you as BPCL to select WebEngage, right?
Absolutely, I agree to what Avlesh just mentioned. See, ROI or no ROI, the intent was very clear, I think, from their side that if we are ready to prove the worth of our solution to you, we should be doing the business together. And the honest communication between their team, which was from Avlesh's side and our team, was very clear from day one. We, on the table upfront, mentioned the constraints which we are working with, being a PSU, being following a regulatory framework. It will going to take time. So correct, I am trying to correct him. It was not 30 days, it was close to 60 days, not 30. 30 is not possible for us. Right. Yeah, so I'm just coming to that point. See, when we saw their solution for the first time, there was no denying the solution will work for us in theory. But until unless we see something in practical, being in a PSU, if something fails, the repercussions are really, really tough on the person who has sanctioned that particular tool or solution or whatsoever. So we agreed that we'll do a configuration, we'll do a pre-testing, and that may take close to around 45 to 60 days. If we are convinced with the configuration and the testing part of it, we will again try and enter into a limited agreement with you. And that is how that relationship furthered into from 2 months to now 1 year agreement. And now maybe after 1 year, we'll try and extend this partnership ahead. But the clear communication, the honesty on both the parts was very upfront from day one. Because no point me telling them things will work, I will give you the contract, and after 60 days, I tell him, sorry, boss, it's not working, I have not got the approval. They would be disappointed, so I will be I.
Any questions from the audience? Got a question.
Can I thought I will answer. So self sir, it's kind of if I am from BPCL and I have passion around learning a particular subject or a solution, it will work, right? They were upfront from day one that they have a very lean team. So PSUs generally believe in face-to-face meetings, long chats, PPTs, etc. Detailed discussions around it. They were very clear, boss. We will be able to give you limited support in face-to-face meetings. We can do it on call, emails, video conferencing, etc. So you have to learn all those tools to come around a solution. And thankfully, from our side, the team was young enough to catch up on those tools, and that is how it worked. But yes, there is a challenge. I have highlighted to their management as well that they need to expand their team. There is a challenge in terms of getting the support. just to give you a sense, 3 years back, I did personally speaking, I was a part of the team which prepares the 5-year plan for the company. And one of the technologies which we really actively were looking into was the beacon technology. I myself had done a lot of research on beacon technology, and that's why I was asking you the question, because I had some doubts around it. So we are open as a company in terms of putting up the new technologies. Sometime either the regulatory framework or the availability of the right technology at the right place is a challenge for us within the Indian domain. So being a PSU, we don't trust too many solutions coming from abroad. We wish to have homegrown solutions because they understand the dynamics or the market realities of the country. So we are open.
No. Any other questions from the audience? Yeah. So, any last closing comments, Avlish? Thanks, everyone. So there's beer. Please, a round of applause. And a round of applause to you too for staying all this while. Thank you so much. In case you have not submitted your forms yet, just grab me or one of the Anthill team or AWS team here and give it. Yeah. Drinks, no? Guys, so drinks are on the left, and it's drinks plus networking. So please feel free to network. Anyone wants us to catch anyone else, please feel free.